Alright, this is the official Fallout 76 E3 trailer, and we're going to watch this. I'm going to bring up 14 points plus one bonus thing that I noticed when I was watching this video, and I hope that you'll tell me some things I missed in the comments below. First thing I saw is that we're on an army base. Now, I went online, I looked for maps of West Virginia army bases, and I didn't see any that many, and certainly I didn't see any army bases actually, so I don't know. There were a couple Coast Guard sites, and maybe I had the filter wrong or something like that. If there are any army bases in West Virginia, please let me know. I'm sure if I'm wrong, I'm going to get a flood of comments, but enlighten me, please. I'd be very interested in that. So there's some gruesomely beautiful mushroom cloud footage. And this poor guy is going to become part of the earth he has maker. So this is nice for Fallout fans because
300 years after our great nation began,
we're used to seeing that screen, that test pattern. So the man says 300 years after our great nation began. So we're in 276 here. And this is when apparently the Vault 76 is dedicated.
we gather together to honor the completion
of Vault 76.
I'm sure gameplay is going to be much later than 2076. I imagine. But there's some familiar objects in here. You got your sugar bombs. You got your dog dish. So, interactable objects.
This sprawling underground shelter may have been engineered by Vault Tech, but it was built by you. So that if the bombs do come, our way of life will endure.
Of course, we got the Pit Boy. That's always a necessity.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
All right, so the music tells me that we're set in West Virginia, so that's pretty cool. Right off the bat, no secrets about where we are. And this song is called Take Me Home Country Roads. It's by John Denver, and it was released on April 12th of 1970. No, not 76, 71. And it's an official song of that's played at sporting events and official gatherings in West Virginia, so that's pretty cool. Here we see the great span, the New River Gorge Bridge, I assume, one of the tallest spans east of the Mississippi, and a place which was so tall, in fact, that people would parachute off of it. Base jumping is what they called it back in the day, and this became so popular, and even though it was illegal, that the authorities decided to make an event called Bridge Day, when they would allow people to do this in relative safety and legally with permission. So that's pretty cool that we get to see that landmark there. So that's so which army base? Number one, the fact that we're in 2076. Number two, point number three was about Take Me Home Country Roads, and the New River Gorge Bridge. Point number four, there'll be 14 points, just like Woodrow Wilson.
Life is all there, older than the trees, younger than the...
Number five, here's a power station. I wish somebody would tell me if this power station exists in 2018. I don't know where this is, but it certainly looks like a nuclear power station. It certainly fits the Fallout universe. That's point number
mountains blowing like...
Point number six, this hulking monster over here is apparently a takeoff on the Grafton monster. The Grafton monster was reportedly sighted by 20th and 21st century individuals in Grafton, West Virginia, and was akin to a Bigfoot, but it looks like they've transformed this into something like a death claw. It looks like it's I don't see any teeth, but it looks like it might be a brutal adversary, bludgeoning one, or rushing and bludgeoning one to death. You could see moves very familiar. Point number seven, here's a biplane. Are we going to have vehicles in Fallout 76? Are we going to be able to fly in Fallout 76? That would be pretty cool. Number 8. What is this circular structure? Is this a cyclotron, or is this an amusement park ride? Some kind of conveyor? It looks like it might be an atom smasher. Very interesting.
I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama.
Point number 8, we've got man buns in the future. So if you're a big fan of the man bun, it's still around in the far future. Or if you're not a fan, boo for that. So point number 9.
For when the fighting is
Number 10. Check out this fireman's axe. Boy, does that look like a great melee weapon or what? Can't wait to get my hands on that.
stopped in the fallout.
Point 11. I've heard that this is going to be a dragon of some kind. Some kind of fiery breath, or some kind of... That should be a formidable creature.
Has settled. You must rebuild. Not just walls, not just buildings.
And here, peek at another monster. This is a Mothman. Now, there was a book written by Chuck Kinder, a man I knew who I believe is deceased now. And he wrote a book called The Mothman Prophecies, another monster that reportedly in 20th century and 21st century people saw in West Virginia. So this is part of West Virginia lore coming alive. So the writers of this new series have definitely done the research. And it looks like our hero in the foreground's got a minigun and he's going to try to take him out. But unfortunately, we don't get to see it.
Buildings, but hearts and minds.
And here's West Virginia University, maybe, or Bethany College, or any institution of higher learning. Somebody else could probably tell me what this is.
And ultimately, America itself.
And finally, the Greenbrier. This is has a very interesting backstory. The Greenbrier was a hotel, and they did a renovation in the late 50s, early 60s. While they were doing the renovation, the U.S. government secretly had them construct a bunker, a very large bunker, that reportedly had about 300 days worth of food and was going to be able to house the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch of government. All of the members of Congress, the justices, the president, the vice president, and his cabinet, and apparently some of their family members. So that would have been interesting to decide who was going to be able to get in the bunker and who wasn't. But also, what would be interesting is, what was interesting is that this actually was kept topped up. It was never used, not even during the Cuban Missile Crisis, apparently. And in 1992, a New York Times reporter apparently found out about it and wrote a story about it and blew the lid off it. So the site was immediately decommissioned. And that was the end of its functionality. But apparently you can still go on tours of the bunker now, and it's quite a tourist attraction. And incidentally, there are people reportedly who are hoping that Fallout 76 becomes a kind of creates an interest for people to go to West Virginia as tourists. And they're hoping this will create a mini tourist boom. So that was point 14, the Greenbrier.
Country roads. Take me home, country roads.
In Vault 76, our future begins.
So I'm thinking of
In Vault 76,
as a bonus. There's one site that was not shown in the trailer, and I'm kind of hoping shows up in the game, and it's an observatory. It's called the Green Bank Observatory, and the Green Bank Observatory is they use radio telescopes to peer into deep space, very sensitive telescopes, and they're looking for very faint radio objects in outer space. And this is true. In present day, if you go to the town where this observatory is, you are not supposed to use electronic devices. You're not supposed to use cell phones or your tablets or computers. And I just thought it would be a great setting. Could you imagine a place where there's a kind of a dampening, an electronics dampening field in place in the far future to help with the observatory? Maybe that still exists and still operational. So say you as your Fallout character walk into this town near Greenbank and your Pip-Boy suddenly stops working, or if you have an energy weapon it doesn't work. You have to rely on melee weapons, and you have to rely on slug throwers in order to do combat. So I often thought, I think that would be interesting. I hope that there's something like that, and certainly if any creators are listening, feel free to use that, and just for a small royalty, of course. Just kidding. So no, not really kidding. I could get in on that. That'd be great. And speaking of royalties, please subscribe to this channel and like my video. That would help me a lot. Let's get Google to pay me, and I can keep doing videos like this. And let's hear those comments. So thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your anticipation as well as I am for Fallout 76. Have a great day.